All right, so I'm going to discuss a unique scenario where let's say you don't want to use your passport and you want to hop countries. You're not a citizen of these countries and you still want to do it for whatever reason. Let's say it's convenience and access to a better jurisdiction. I'm going to discuss a few options here, a couple of countries where you can actually do this. You can be a non citizen of these countries and you can actually legally travel between these two nations using just your residency status. And these are important, vital countries because they're Plan B countries with some unique advantages. What I'm going to discuss is how do you get residencies in these countries. Now, you don't need to have a residency in both the two countries. Even if you have a residency in one of the countries, you can obviously be in that country, but you can also travel to the other country without the need for a passport. Ideally, you want a residency in both the places. Now, this opens up a lot of interesting combinations because now you're a legal resident of both places. Now, before I deep dive in this is not immigration advice. This is educational content, my assessment and analysis. Before we start this exciting topic, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. It helps me get you important, interesting content. It also helps you stay on top of all the breaking developments within RCBI. The two countries in question here are Costa Rica. Okay, a lot of people like Costa Rica because it's premium Plan B. It's a beautiful country, a safe country. It's much better than some of the other Latin countries you could encounter. So definitely up there. And then the other one is also a hot favorite is Panama. Now, Panama is an FATF real-listed jurisdiction. So let's say you want to work with your offshore banking and stuff like that. Panama could be an issue. That's where Costa Rica plays an important role. Once you have a residency from Costa Rica or Panama, either of these two countries, you have direct access between these two nations. These are separate nations, right? It's not the same country. So that's the big advantage you have with our residency permit. If you have missed my coverage on Costa Rica, you can return and check my channel. I have a separate video with all the detailed requirements on Costa Rica, how you can qualify and get this residency. Now let's talk about Panama. Panama is a straightforward route. It's a flexible permanent residency. So once you are a permanent resident, you don't actually physically have to cover a specified amount of time. Couple of days here and there, that's 7 days, let's say, each year should satisfy any need for renewals, etc. This is a permanent residency, and the threshold, the amount that you need to invest to get the Panama permanent residency is 300K USD. And this is no donation. This is not golden visa fees. Let's say someone wants to diversify $500,000, and most people do, right? Who are serious, who have wealth, and who are trying to safeguard their wealth. Then they have $500,000 at least to diversify, not donate, not to give any golden visa fees, but just to diversify these assets across the world. So let's say you do a 200K in Costa Rica, you do a 300K in Panama. That way you have safeguarded 500K USD. You have a residency in both these two places. You only need one, but ideally, as I said, if you have in both, then this brings up very interesting scenarios where you're freely moving between these two countries just using your residency status. Now, these are not just the only two countries which have a streamlined immigration flow, immigration process. If you hop over to the advanced sections area of my channel, I've discussed this in detail. A lot of Latin American countries have some unique streamlined travel mechanism. A couple of interesting ones are Argentina and Chile, back and forth between these two countries, Argentina and Uruguay. So that's a very interesting combination. Give you some insights on what are the permutation combinations that you need to be aware of. Now, this is just Latin America. There are unique scenarios across the globe. The other interesting country that I feel is Dominican Republic. Now, Dominican Republic has a tie-up with a different association that again gives you access to four or five other countries with Dominican Republic. I think this is a hidden gem. I speak a lot about Dominican Republic. It's a favorite for a lot of people. And there's some unique reasons, interesting reasons why this is unique Plan B option. The cherry on top is sort of the permanent residency, which in itself is a very valuable document. There is no residency requirements to maintain permanent residency. But let's say you want to, it doesn't hurt to get a new citizenship, right? Let's say you have a few, two or three, and you want to add a fourth one. It's hard, it's tough, especially you don't get anything for free. Here you're talking about applying for citizenship just after 2 years, which is fast, and because they haven't really specified any minimum physical presence except the fact that you got to be domiciled in the country before you apply for citizenship, this becomes an interesting option to have in your tally. So let's say you have a Costa Rica, you have a Panama, you have a Dominican Republic. That's three important, valuable Plan Bs right there. Apart from these, then you obviously have Mexico, no brainer, right? Interesting Plan B option. And then Argentina. I think I should cover more on Argentina because it's up and coming now. It is at its rock bottom. So really investments can't hurt in Argentina at this time. Again, this is not an investment advice. It's just my opinion. And with Emile, I think he's going to work hard. So once when he's committed to working hard, I think situation might improve. And if you enter in at the right time, then you not only get the residency, you not only get the citizenship, but you also get could get potentially an interesting ROI on your investment. So Argentina, definitely be on the lookout for changes over there, especially with the new leadership. But there's a lot of excitement and buzz within the country. He's a nationalist, so obviously he's not very immigrant friendly. But then again, that doesn't mean that immigration to the country is impossible. It's just a little tougher. Could be a little tougher in future if he changes the policies, etc. But something very interesting to keep in mind. Now, if you want to get started with any residency, just want to discuss what are the pros and cons of each, what are the unique combinations that you can strike to safeguard your interests across the globe, you can always click the link in the description, book a call with us. We can discuss the one or two best fit options and get you started with the residency or citizenship of your choice. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and catch you in the next one.